And I'm glad that you made that transition. I had no idea you were encouraged through your singing voice. I thought that was actually something that you wanted to pursue, like as a singer. But you're saying your friend Gabe there, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have made that transition.
Yeah, like he kind of gave me that outlet, to be honest with you, bro. Like and I tell him all the time like how grateful I am and thankful to have him in my life, bro. Because like it's like if I had to like start from the ground up and like really learn how to engineer and like and mix all my own vocals and stuff like that from like the point that he was at when I had met him, like I would have taken me another extra like couple years of like putting in work and like really educating myself, whereas like I had him. And the reason I was down to record music was because when I recorded it with him mixing it, even though like he wasn't the best, like now he's like unbelievable. Like, he's met up with a lot of like of the best engineers in the city, and like people are crazy, like in shock by his chain. It's insane. Like, but even from back then, it was like something that was crazy to us, and like I was like, okay, if I can like emulate this sound every single time consistently, and I don't have to go through those years of work, like that's an option for me. Like I'm down, So like that's why I say I'm thankful for him all the time. Obviously I've learned from him. Still nowhere near like to the caliber that he can mix at. It's actually it's insane. It's like literally out of this world. But like he kind of like gave me an outlet that not many people are given. Like I'm super thankful for that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, one thing I admire about you and I always respect it is that you're a very humble guy. Like you're
Thank
set
you.
and but you're grounded in the sense, like, think about it. How many people do we know where it's like you're not going to be that transparent, tell the audience that if it wasn't for this individual, a certain person in the industry, you would be 2 years behind, right? A lot of
Yeah,
people just
no.
want us to be like, I always had it. Like this guy, yeah,
Yeah,
he
like I
supported me,
did this
but
on my own type of,
but
yeah,
you
I
were
feel
honest
you.
about it, and you're explaining like the fact that he was able to get you to this point in your career, right?
No,
And you guys created
100%.
a partnership.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have been at the point where I am right now if it wasn't for him. That's shout out to him. No cap.
And how did you guys meet again? Was it through school or was it
It was
through?
actually through a mutual friend of mine, my boy Sam, to be honest. Like
Nice.
when we were kind of like DJing and stuff like that, and like kind of first getting into production, like we were like super rookies at this point into like music production, like me and my boy Chris. And like my boy Sam was actually staying at the same residence a couple blocks down from Ryerson, because he went to Ryerson. And my boy was going to Harris Institute, which is like one of the like the more like higher up, like I guess like sound engineering institutes in
Right.
like I guess Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he went there for a year. Gabe was going there for a year. Sorry, like dropped out. But like the first year when they were both going to that, I forgot what the place was called. Parkside. It was called Parkside. It was like a student residence, like a couple blocks down from Ryerson. So they were both staying there in their first year. And then like so funny, like the story like is insane. Like Sam was going down to like smoke a cigarette outside, like from his room. And I think Gabe was like in the elevator with him as he went down. And then as they like got outside, Gabe went to go like spark up a spliff and like realized he didn't have a lighter, and then like kind of looked to Sam, and like they had no idea who like each other were at the time. And he was like, yo, do you have a lighter? Like I'm just trying to light up quick. And like my boy Sam tossed it to him, and then he was like, oh, like he asked me, he's like, like, do you bud? And my boy Sam was like,
There you
yeah,
go.
like 100%. And that's literally how they met. And then ever since then, he showed him his music, and he was always like, yo, I want to introduce you to my boy Gabe. I want to introduce you to my boy
There you
Gabe.
go.
And then like it was like literally from there. When we met, it was like I felt like I've known the guy my whole life. You know what I mean? Like one of those.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was just a natural, like, correspondence, and you guys just, meshed,
100%.
right? And
Yeah,
you
literally.
guys share the similar style. Like you could tell by the music you put out that I guess you wouldn't pick it up that there's different voices or visions, but from the most part, you can just see that you guys align, because I've seen your like Instagram pages, and you just, again, you have very similar styles. And I think that's important as a creative, right? To be
100%.
associated with the people that are, on the same direction. How important is that for you, man, to be associated with people that share the same taste and style in music?
Oh, dude, like that's like one of the most like that's one of the biggest factors, to be honest. Like it's like one of the biggest motivators, 100%. Like we even say to each other all the time, like we're blessed to have each other in a sense where like we're both like brothers, like like literally
Right.
like blood ties, and like there's like nothing really like nothing like it's just a natural relationship between the two of us. And the fact that like we're so close and we share the same passion is like one of the most important things, because it's like it's very rare to like actually have like close friends that are in your group, like your group of friends that are like doing something similar. You know what I mean? Because like it's super dope. Like we're
And it
always like
makes things
learning from
easier
each
too,
other.
man.
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
You like utilize various resources that like you as individuals can like bring to the table that the other doesn't necessarily have. And it's like, you're constantly like building off of that. And it's like you're also mad competitive, so it's like we're always like it's always like this guy's always sending me hit after hit after hit, and I'm like, oh my god,
There
like
you
I feel
go,
like you
man.
got to top this. You know what I mean? So it just makes you want to like also work at like another caliber, like when you have somebody like kind of
That's
like working with
amazing.
you like that, and we're super like always like helping each other, like critical of each other's stuff in a positive way. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a blessing too, because like when you like to have somebody else with the ear for it, like that does it themselves is like great. Because like a lot of the times where I'm questioning certain things in like a song, like that I might not really like, and it might be the most minute thing that like the normal listener like wouldn't even like take notice to, but I'm
Right.
like asking him for his opinion. A lot of the times like he will like say the exact same thing that I'm kind of thinking in my head that I want to change about it, or something that I might not like about it,
100%.
or whatever it is, you know. So it's like also like very comforting, like you get that second opinion where it's like kind of solidifies everything for you too. So it's
He holds
amazing,
you
bro.
at
Like
a he holds you and your music at a high standard, and that's why
exactly,
you're able to
exactly,
get to this point in your career. And you
exactly.
know, you mentioned a lot of, you know, great points about just connecting with the right person, and you know, just having that right direction, because you know, as filmmakers we're always told through collaboration is where you see the best results, right? Because
Hmm.
it's there's so many moving parts.
I like that
And
a
you know,
lot. Yeah.
music, I think
Hmm.
music is often viewed for a lot of people, including myself at one time, as a solo act. Like you just put a microphone like this in front of you and you start
Hmm.
singing, and you don't realize like the thought process that gets involved, the amount of people, like you said, you have Gabe, sound engineer, that can provide that talent, who specializes in those areas, something that provided you, you know, a head start. 2 years,
Yeah.
like those are
Yeah.
the things that put you in a place where a lot of people aspire to be.
100%.
And the fact that, you know, it sounds as if like Gabe, you rather have him as a friend than a competitor, because you
Yeah,
know what
no,
I mean? Like
100%,
you want him on your team. You
100%.
don't want to be competing with him in the industry. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. There you go, buddy. So Gabe, you were listening, you know, we got you.